I have such a memory. When I was only 2 years old, I used to play with my size at being a Vairagi, clothed in ash and kopina. And if a sadhu came to beg, they would lock me in upstairs to prevent my giving too much away. I felt that I also was this and that for some mischief I had to be sent away from Shiva. No doubt my family increased this feeling, for when I was naughty, they would say, "Dear, dear." So many austerities, yet Shiva sent us this demon after all. Instead of a good soul, or when I was very rebellious, they would empty a can of water over me, saying, "Shiva, Shiva," and then I was alright always. Even now, when I feel mischievous, that words keep me straight. When I was a little boy at school, I had a fight with another schoolfellow about some sweetmeats, and he, being the stronger boy, snatched them from my hand. I remember the feeling I had. I thought that boy was the most wicked boy ever born, and that as soon as I grew stronger enough, I would punish him. There was no punishment sufficient for this wickedness. We have both grown up now and we are fast friends. This world is full of babies to whom eating and drinking and all these little cakes are everything. They will dream of these cakes and their ideas of future life is where these cakes will be plentiful. What I saw and felt when going through the forest on the way to Raipur has forever remained firmly imprinted in my memory, particularly a certain event of one day. We had to travel by the foot of the Vindhya mountains that day. The peak of the ranges on both sides of the road rose very high in the sky. Various kinds of trees and creepers, bending under the weight of fruits and flowers, produced wonderful beauty on the mountain sides. Birds of various colors flying from tree to tree filled the quarters with sweet notes. I saw all these and felt an extraordinary peace in my mind. The slow moving bullock cart arrived at a place where two mountains peaks, coming forward as though in love, locked themselves in an embrace over the narrow forest path. Observing carefully below the meeting point, I saw that there was a very big cleft from the crest to the foot of the mountain on one side of the path, and filling that cleft there was hanging in an enormous honeycomb, the result of the bees' labor for ages. Filled with wonder as I was pondering over the bending and the end of that kingdom of bees. My mind became so much absorbed in the thought of the infinite power of God, the controller of the three worlds, that I completely lost my consciousness of the external world for some time. I do not remember how long I was lying in the bullock cart in that condition. When I regained normal consciousness, I found that we had crossed that path and come far away. As I was alone in the cart, no one could know anything about it.